Okay, we're going to start today with some breathing, and I'm going to teach you how to breathe deeply the right way. Now, deep breath doesn't mean absolutely fill your lungs up with oxygen. It means something quite different. It means to breathe deeply into the body, employing the diaphragm. Diaphragm? Anyway, we'll begin. So close your eyes. Relax. Hi, Wahid. Hi, Margie. Lovely to see you here. I hope you enjoy this session. So allowing the eyes to close and get comfortable. Be upright, but just the best you can be without being poker stiff. Just relax. Hello, Jill. Hi, welcome. We're just starting. So relax. Yeah, lovely to see you here too. Very much so. I'm so glad you came because I purposely scheduled this for you. Um, okay, so we'll now begin to rest and settle in. Now we've said hello to all you wonderful people. Allow the eyes to close gently. Soften from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. And you've all heard of LSD. Well, we're not going to take that, even though that can be quite a fun meditation. Instead, we're going to do long, slow, and deep with our breath. LSD. Long, slow, deep. So begin by slowing down the breath. Really slow it down. If you've just joined us, you're in time for a meditation. We're starting with breath work. So just grab a seat and begin to slow down your breath. So you want to be breathing at about half the pace that you normally do. So that might be extending the breath to 7 or 8 seconds if you can, or even longer. Hi, Yapper of the year. Do join us. We're just beginning breath work and then into meditation. So long, that's the long bit. Slow bit as well, I guess. Fantastic. And deep. Now, deep, you should feel your ribs move out to the side, right at the bottom. So instead of pushing your belly out, that's not what's meant by a deep breath. It happens quite naturally. So just allow that breath, that slow and long breath, to travel further down. But if you use the belly, you can feel like you're manipulating it. So try to let it happen quite naturally. And for your ribs to go out to the side, right at the very bottom. Actually, I've got a confession to make. I made a mistake there. It's light, slow, deep. And by light, it means we're not taking in huge volumes of air. We're only taking in what we need, but we're still slowing it down. I hope that makes sense. So your breath should be light, as in you're not breathing huge breaths in. It should be slow, maybe 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep that going. Thank you, Yapa. If you just joined us, we're starting with breath work, and we are going to dive into some deep mindfulness meditation as soon as we've calmed the nervous system down. And Yapa is finding it calming already, so that's wonderful. And you might notice as you do this, you might notice you start producing more saliva. Just see if you can notice that now. Now that, if you do notice it, that's a great indication that we're switching over from the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, to the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, which is why you feel that saliva, because it increases because your body is going into a digest state. We don't digest when we're running, when we're being chased by a lion. The body's not concerned with digesting, it's concerned with getting away. So all of our energy goes into moving those muscles. Carry on with the breathing. And if you can extend it to 10, extend it to 10, as much as you can. But don't take in huge breaths. And feel it deeply, deep in the body. Also notice the pause. When you breathe, there's a natural pause at the bottom. Don't be in a rush to pull the air back in. Okay, be careful on the overheating. All right, so now we're going to go into meditation. Hopefully the mind has now begun to calm a little. We've switched over from our sympathetic nervous system, which has us fight or flight. The world we live in thrives on that now, sadly. And we're in rest and digest. So take your attention to the top of your head. What can you feel here? Closing the eyes. What can you feel on the top of your head? If you're hot, you might feel moisture, sweat. It's quite warm here in England today. You might feel tingling or tension. Just tune in to whatever you're feeling and just observe it. Then, almost as if the muscles of the scalp relax and melt, relaxing and allowing that to cascade down into the forehead. Muscles just giving way to gravity, relaxing, feeling whatever's present, and then down into the cheekbones, into the jaw, relaxing the jaw. Relax the jaw. Relax the mouth, the neck, and the shoulders. Seeing if you can feel your shoulders moving gently with the breath. There's a gentle rise as you breathe in. See if you can feel that now. And there's a fall as you breathe out. The shoulders just moving a fraction. If you can tune into that for a moment. And this is a place we hold lots of tension. So here's your opportunity not to push it out of the body, because that push itself is tension. That's why we tell you not to force tension out of the body. We just soften around it and watch it. And when it's been seen, you'll find something quite miraculous happens. It begins to soften and exit the body. You might not do it this time, but one day you'll sit in meditation and you will feel everything just drop. Then scan your attention down the upper arms. What can you feel here in the upper arms? Maybe you feel the touch of clothing on skin. Maybe you feel heat or coolness, a breeze. Maybe tension deep inside. And then down the elbow, into the forearms. And then into the hands. Right into the palm of the hands. What can you feel in the palm of the hands? When you tune in, you can find that the palms are vibrantly alive. They're absolutely buzzing with life. And in fact, there's a meditation technique in which we just tune in to the palms of the hands. You can get very deep in meditation just from that. And it's also got an added benefit. If we sensitize the hands, we get to a point in which the hands become so sensitive that when we reach for a car door, a door handle, a pen, a keyboard, we actually feel it in our hands. And that can alert us, wake us up into the present moment. And then the fingers, feeling the fingers, letting them drop out of the sockets. So you're not holding the fingers into the hands. They're just letting go. Nothing to hold. And then take your attention up into your chest. Relaxing the chest muscles and feeling the breath here in the rib cage. And for anyone who's just joined us, just grab a seat and listen to the instructions. We're scanning the body in meditation. It doesn't matter if you've never meditated before. This will help you to relax. So feeling the ribs expand and contract. And then down into the abdomen. Feeling the breath here. Feeling the rising and the falling. And also seeing if you can feel tension in the abdomen. We carry so much tension here. It's an emotional center, and we produce much of our serotonin here, our happy feeling chemicals. People think that the brain's more responsible, but actually the gut is. Hi, Vicky. And the result of that, because it's so in tune with the brain, we can really feel difficulties in the gut. So let them go now. Let the belly just hang. Then sweep your attention back up into your upper back. What can you feel in your upper back now? It's quite likely that you feel tension. Maybe around one of your shoulder blades. The one where you do all that mousing for the computer. We're not supposed to be doing that. It's not natural. 8 hours a day, or even scrolling. These are unnatural behaviors. And our body's not designed for them. So our dominant hand ends up overworking, and it throws all of that into the shoulder blade. So see if you can soften the shoulder blade now, whichever one's feeling more tense. And then scan your attention down the middle back and into the lower back. And you may feel pain here. That's quite natural. But soften around it and let go. Not push away, but let go of trying to change things. Accept it. Allow it. And then down into the buttocks, feeling, then meet the seat. And softening here too. softening the thighs and feeling whatever's in contact with the thighs now. Clothing, breeze, temperature. Then feeling into the knees. The knees can take quite a beating in life. So feeling deeply into them can help us to release any tension that's built, to soften that. And then down the calves. Softening the calves. All the way down to the Achilles. And then back to the front of the knee. And sweep your attention down your shin. And allow the feet to just fall out of the ankles. So there's no holding here, no tension, no gripping. Just trusting that the body holds itself together. We don't need to hold anything on. And then the upper feet, tops of the feet, what can you feel here? The toes, the balls of the feet and the heel. And returning to the slow breath now, breathe in deeply from the bottom of your feet, very slowly, light, slow and deep, all the way to the top of the head. And then breathe out, light, slow, deep, all the way down to the soles of the feet. And as you do, feel whatever's present as the breath moves up the body. And as it descends back down, let that breath carry away any remaining tensions. So the body should feel lighter, softer, more relaxed. If that's not the case, no problem. We now begin the breath practice, breathing at the nostrils. So see, where can you feel the breath most strongly? Is it at the back of the nostrils, where the nostril and upper lip meet? Or is it towards the tip of the nose? You're looking for gentle, natural sensations of airflow. So we're not pushing air in and out. It's natural. And look ever so slightly. Hold your gaze with your eyes closed towards the nostrils. So they're lowered. The eyeballs are lowered. Almost as if you're watching the breath. That can help to stop the mind wandering. If you notice when you ask someone a question, their eyes move as they remember an event or tell a lie and make it up. Their eyes move. They move from the center because they're looking into the mind, they're thinking. So if we can still the eyes, rest them on one point, we can still the mind. So just feeling those gentle sensations of air coming in and out. And another tip is to listen for the breath. Some people can go very deep from opening up to the sound of the breath as well. So I'm going to talk much less for the next few minutes, so you can meditate more deeply without much instruction. Just remember that when you catch yourself thinking, to just say so in the mind. Thinking, thinking. And then return to the breath. And allowing the breath now to recede into the background. You may still be strongly aware of the breath, but it's no longer the sole focus. The meditation object for the next couple of minutes is just whatever arises. So that might be an itch on the face. It could be an ache. Whatever you feel it deeply. And also see if you can get a sense that it comes and goes, that it comes into being and passes away. So the body's so alive that we're constantly having sensations happen everywhere. But the brain normally switches these off. But now you're alive, feeling it all. And we can use this to dive deeply into sensation and to see that it's made up of tiny sensations. It's not really one thing. An ache isn't an ache. It's a massive energy field of things occurring within it. popping in and out of existence. And can you see as well that some of these things are pleasant, some are unpleasant, and some are neutral? And it's important to see this. And the reason is we get a sense of how we react to the pleasant. We open to it. We often run to it. We crave it. The unpleasant, we push away. We don't want it. And neutral, we ignore. It's not important. Or at least that's what the brain thinks. So I'm going to ring the bell. And as I do, keep all of those things in mind. Is the sound of the bell pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? Does it come into being and pass away? Is it made up of one solid sound? Or is it a vibration containing lots and lots of energy, an energy field? And isn't that what everything is? So you can open your eyes. So we leant into Vipassana then. And Vipassana really means clear seeing. So the point of meditation really, it's got loads of wonderful side effects. It can make you feel amazing. It can help to stimulate serotonin. It can make anxiety much, much less. Yes, you did make it. Well done. It's so bizarre, Denise, because I didn't know if you were on or not. And I went to the knee. And straight after the knee, in the body scan, you popped up. But I was guiding it as if you were there. You are so welcome. I can tell who that is from the dove. Hello, Hannah. Ah, right. So maybe you came just at that time then. So the real reason for meditation, the number one, is to awaken. And what does that mean? Hey, hello. Lovely to have you here. Well, that means to see reality, to wake up out of a dream. Lovely. And I'm so glad you came, Wahid, because as I said, I scheduled it earlier. How are people with this time? I normally do 9:30. Is this time better? Can people say yes or no? Because I will schedule the practices around you because I can do either time. So a thumbs up for 8. You like the later time. That was nice. I gave up caffeine and processed sugar 6 days ago. Do you know something? That can be an insane withdrawal. Absolutely insane. I once did a similar thing with cheese. For me, it would be better. Tell you what, I'll do 3. I'll do 9, 8:30. Are people say it's sounding like later? It's sounding like later's good for people. Um, but I'm easy. What does that mean? Is it like a YA or something? Somebody did it earlier and I was like, what are they saying? Are they like mugging me off? Um, yeah, so the purpose of meditation is to be able to see that everything comes into being and passes away, because this is the nature of life. This is what we awaken to. This is existence. If we feel that bone deep, like really deep, so that we know it, when the bad stuff happens, when the anxiety hits, when the depression kicks in, when a pain hits us, we instinctively know that it will go very soon. It doesn't stay around. And we can live at peace when we know that. Life becomes so much easier when we know I've only got to put up with it for a short while. So that's one insight that can dramatically help. And the pleasant, painful, and neutral. Now, one of the reasons this can really help is because we can see our own reactions to what we perceive to be pleasant or painful or neutral. We see how we behave in those circumstances, and we can then get hold of our addictions. And we're all addicted. Come on. I met most of you on Facebook, and you were on there quite a bit. So, phone addiction. I've lost my train of thought. I had severe anxiety the morning. I dealt with it better than ever this time. Fantastic. You probably had anxiety because of the withdrawals, I would guess. It messes with your brain, something cruel. It really does. So, yes, I remember what I was saying. So, pleasant, neutral, unpleasant. We can see how we react to things, how our addictions form, how we push things away, and in pushing them away cause suffering. We cause our problems by doing that, by not accepting life. And we miss most of our life because and this is one of the reasons we use the breath. We miss most of our life because most of life is neutral. Most of life, it's nearly all neutral. Everything that happens. If you were to take a minute by minute diary and write, this is happening now, it feels neutral. This is happening now, you might be walking. This is happening now, it feels pleasant. You get maybe 12 pleasants a day, 12 pleasant moments, and maybe 12 unpleasant ones, and 20,000 neutral ones. Every step on the floor, it's neutral. Every breath, it's neutral. This is why we use the breath, because we're teaching ourselves to stop ignoring the neutral. Because if we can not ignore the neutral, we wake up to all of life and we stop wishing that we were in a pleasurable moment and chasing that and wasting all of this. And we stop running away from. Anyway, very good. Thank you all. I thought it just deserved an explanation as to why we do that, why that's important in this training, because people say, you've heard that mindfulness is non-judgmental awareness. That's very true. But the amount of people, when I've taught them this, have said to me, you're asking me to judge, to see if a feeling is pleasant, unpleasant or neutral. You're asking me to judge. And I'm like, yes, I'm asking you to judge. I'm asking you to discern. That's not what non-judgmental means. It doesn't mean that at all. In fact, I take umbrage with non-judgmental simply because everybody's confused. They think that you just have a lobotomy, take out the brain and stop. But no, you should become more discerning. That's what meditation does. Thank you, Wahid. That's the key, accepting what is. Don't struggle against whatever it is, learning that. And it's so hard to do. But this practice takes it bone deep, which means you don't have to think that. You don't have to think accepting it, you know. It happens at a subconscious level because your practice becomes strong and you become so familiar with reality that you don't have to think, oh, I need to let go, or, you know, I need to accept. You just do. It just happens. Not always. You've heard me rant before. Get out of your head. What on, Margie? um, yes. Right. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you again soon, in a night or two. Lovely, lovely having you all here. Peace.